Good morning, guys. Good morning. Let me share my screen with you. There we go. Just 1 second. I'm just pulling up everything here. I'm going to share screen too. Share. Okay. All right. Good morning. Everybody seeing my my screens? Everybody seeing everything on the um, um, on the charts here? We have opening range trades here. Good morning, Connie. Everybody seeing the screen? Good. Opening range trades here in both NAS and at least I kind of, none of this is a setup for us, but I really like the long trade here in NASDAQ. So I just took it right now for about 6 or 7 points, just real super fast. Only, just for a scalp, because look at this huge, reversal candle. It's we've been grossly oversold. So sorry, it was just super fast here. I took it on the other side. It was just obvious that we were going to try and reverse just buy the dip here on the open. We don't have any specific our structural trades set up, but I do have some very interesting mean reversion ideas off of like what we do now as an additional, as a complement basically, or as a counterpoint to what's going on. Look at it pop here. It's just oof, could have had like 30, 40 points here. So since we don't have anything setting up right now, because obviously everything is just grossly sold down. The signals are off the bottom. I mean, this was a non-conventional signal, but it definitely could have worked on the pre-open, simply because you knew that they were going to try to catch the bottom after a very, very strong sell-off. Generally, the rule of thumb is when you have a huge sell-off pre-market, the first movement in the market is usually a short covering movement, and usually a pretty strong one, simply because there's so much selling into the open that the dealers like to reverse the flows. And then you're going to try to really see where the true movements are, where if there is more additional selling, whether it's going to materialize itself in the next couple of hours or not, or whether this is literally the bottom of the day, and then we're going to spend the rest of the day kind of trading up. And if we do, we'll get the formations we want to be able to trade it properly. But while we're kind of just watching and waiting around, taking a look at all the various structures that we generally trade, I had like a really interesting. I was fooling around with just buying dips, mean reversion trades, and this, by the way, works also on selling offers in a very, very intense way. And I wanted to kind of just show you some thoughts I had for how you would buy dips. And again, this is not a strategy I'm kind of advocating, but it's just kind of a fun strategy to play with, especially if it's sort of everything, the trend is one way, we really don't have any opportunities to trade properly. So if you want to trade improperly, here's kind of the idea that I had in mind. Basically the only time you really want to buy falling knives is when they're really, really stretched away from the moving average, when they're really, really stretched away from the moving average. But what does that mean quantitatively? And here's a way to kind of quantify the stretch that I think makes a lot of sense, which is what you want to do on the stretch is you'd like, and this is to the short side, and then we can take a look at the long side as well. What you would like is you'd like 4 consecutive lower lows on the candles. So with the first candle not touching, or already pulling away from the moving average. Now, it doesn't mean that that's always going to work, but it generally works pretty well as just kind of like a quick five target 10 stop type of a trade, or on a Dow would be 10-20 kind of a trade. So here's what I mean, by 4 consecutive. This is low. This one is clearly lower than this one. This one is just a bit lower than this one, and this is the lowest one. So the thing is, you guess. You can't wait for confirmation. You take the risk that this is sort of close to the lows. You get long here. You do have a little bit of slip against you. You're giving yourself. You got to give yourself 10 points. You come in at 20. It really goes pretty hard against you, like around 7, and then pops back up for a plus 5. So that trade kind of works pretty well. Here you have one low. Remember, this is low, but this is not a low. Ooh, wow, what a pop on the NAS. Really coming back up hard. We might get. I was just looking for a reversal signal, but now we're just chasing it. Just a vicious short covering. So we'll let that go. There's no trades here. But if you're kind of fooling around trying to buy bottoms, what you really want is 1, 2, 3, 4 on this one. And unfortunately, sorry, you'd have to start with this one, because this one doesn't actually, this is the whole point. This one doesn't give you the signal because this one is not a lower low. So you kind of start again with a fresh count, and you really want the 4 lower lows. You don't have any of, we actually do, sorry, you do have 4 lower lows. You have to have it away from the moving average. So if you start at this is a lower low, this is a lower low, this is a lower low, this is a lower low. Here's the 4 count over here. I can show it to you on an ellipse. It's easier to see when you see it all in an elliptical format. Very important, it's got to be full 4, because you kind of just need the extreme, like sort of short-term extreme sell-offs to give you a sense of where you're at. So if you short, if you long here, yes, you get that pop. You get that pop. The very latest one that I did, I actually just did this one in my own account, was actually over here. Sorry, let me pull this away. You can see this visually over here. Right? So if you start over here, this one is pretty much pulled away from the moving average. You have a low, you have a low, you have a low, you have a low. Get long over here. Again, you get tested. You definitely get tested. I came in at around 71. It did drop down to like around 68, but then boom, boom, boom. And the thing is that this is one of those kind of trades where if you're especially at the end, like if you have a very, very long downtrend, that kind of last cough of selling, where you have just continuous, and the key thing is got to be continuously making fresh lows, because that's the signal. It's kind of the exact opposite of when we look for momentum. Momentum, we look for confirmation. In mean reversion, we actually look to take a probabilistic guess. There's no, by the time you look for confirmation, very often it's you're too far away in the position to get great target. So this is literally buying the falling knife, but buying it in a systematic manner. And if you bought it here, obviously you had a great pop. And if you were sort of trading it for a V-shaped market rebound, you had 100 points effectively of a movement, which would have been huge. So you can use this essentially as a scalp thing or as a positional thing. The thing about this, though, is that if it breaks your stop, you just stop out. There's no point in fighting this. You simply stop out and then reset, because you're just getting closer to the bottom or closer to the top on these structures. And the same thing, by the way, on the tops. What you really need is sustained, systematic, really hardcore buying of like 4 consecutive highs. I'm trying to find where I can find this for you guys. There's not been too much buying in any of these indices lately, but maybe like let's go to yesterday. Let me just go look at yesterday. Um, you have one. No, you have one. No, you don't have fours over here. You have 1, 2, 3. You have 3 here, but not 4 to the top side. And okay, so this is actually, by the way, kind of interesting because this plays right into like what if you wanted to short the retrace trade? And here's you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You short over here with a 20 target 10 stop against a much deeper downtrend, which sort of plays into your strengths. I'm actually kind of curious. Can we employ? I was wondering if we could employ this on the Nasdaq. Unfortunately, we're not getting that sequence, a really hardcore sequence. We'll have to see. Let's watch this because since we don't have any legitimate momentum trades here. So like right now, here's a high, here's a higher high, here's a higher high. These are all highs. Just ignore the reds and the greens. You just want to be looking for highs. And if the next candle makes yet another high, the close of that candle will be a short for us. Just for a quick short, 5 down, 10 against. Oh, in the meantime, shoot, I need to look at sorry. In the meantime, I was talking and I missed this trade, but it's actually not a bad trade for us to take still. The trade here in the Dow, 269. Let's try to take this at around this level. I mean, I'm kind of chasing it right now. Unfortunately, I missed the trade. This was a tough trade to take on the sell over here. You needed 40 points, but it actually went because it was such a vicious retrace. It would have stopped you out, and then eventually went your way. So like the signal was good, but it was just too much volatility on the market open, which is one of the reasons why you kind of want to just avoid the market opens as much as possible. And now it's kind of like the trade would have been great if you took it over here. Now it's kind of retracing against us. So all right, we're not gonna that trade is just not playing in our way. But let's go back to this. Okay, so this is great. So I've got 22 seconds. Let's just kind of play this. We have 18 seconds. Let's watch this. We're going to see if we can, on the close of this candle, whatever it is, we're going to try to short this with a 10 stop 5 target, and see if that works in our favor. All right, short 98. Stop it around 08. And let's see if we can get 93. May not be able to get it. It may be just too hard. And boom. Nope. Okay. So let's say we're stopped, and we're going to give this. We're going to let, because now it's just a vicious little squeeze. But we'll try one more time on the close of this candle, wherever this candle goes. I got about 10 seconds. Let's see where the entry is going to be. All right, I'm short like 21, looking for, and it actually, there it is, and it's five down. So I short 21 and it came down. So yeah, and now it's finally coming in, and that's the point. The point is that generally 4 is enough, but sometimes, like you see, like on Nasdaq, it's such a vicious power move that it's not enough, and it really starts to to spike out very hard. But the principle generally is a good one, especially where you obviously don't fight the market. You take, if you're wrong on the first entry, take the second entry. Make a play. Did anybody take the second entry, by the way? I'm just curious. Anybody took like that in the 20s, the trade to the downside? Because that was a super easy trade. I just want to see what I do on myself actually. What I cover. It was fast. Okay, I covered only for +4. I had much higher cover. So if you went short here, what was this? Oh, 16, and then it dropped all the way down to 5. So you had more than like 10 points. In this kind of a fast market, you almost have to have a 20-10 target. But it's an interesting idea, right? I mean, it's sort of like an interesting variant on the general stuff that we like to trade. Again, just to show you why this was an interesting, legitimate trade, what you were looking for is 4 consecutive highs. So this is higher than this, this is higher than this, this is higher than this. You get short here. Is that clear to everybody? Guys, somebody give me a yes. In the meantime, let's just take a look at kind of like the classic structural stuff that's setting up here. A lot of volatility. I mean, we've, because we had so much sell-off pre-market, like a full percent and a half, I think we'll have to see, but a lot of the movement is going to have to be reversal of the pre-market flows, which means that we're probably going to settle in for a range and then start to try to make a little bit higher lows. When those higher lows appear, we definitely have a chance, for some opportunities to trade. In the meantime, if you were looking at FX and you were trading from like around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning early on, you had very clear trades here. So this is what, cable? Yeah, this is cable. So you have 2 reds, higher low, right, starting from around 4, breakout over here with a 10-20 target. You're in at 36, you're looking for 46. I think it makes it actually over here. Boom. For one, for a target. On the euro dollar, you're starting at around 5. Again, higher red over here. You're long over here at, what is it, 64? Is that right? Sorry, 2106. I'm sorry, 2106, and that goes to 12. So that goes for like 6 points, and kind of, I think, just floating, and then eventually right over here it hits. It takes a while, but eventually it hits the full 10 points on the trade, right? I think let me see on the if you did pound yen from the beginning of the European session. Also, let's see how that shaped up. So you're looking at from like around the 4. That actually didn't work because the yen really failed today. So the yen actually gave you a false trade. So this was just sort of like a complete collapse. You had the setup, higher highs, higher lows, nice clean setup. Boom, just simply didn't work today on the pound yen. I think euro yen actually did work. So euro yen was a little bit stronger because if you started at 3 or 4 o'clock, you had the higher reds, the break over here in the 31s went all the way out to 45. So 3 out of 4, which is exactly what we want. You have 3 out of 4 possibilities, and that's pretty much where we want to be as a trade. Let's go back to NAS. Where's NASDAQ? NAS has really had a huge rebound here. Let me just kill this. Nothing setting up here. Euro Kiwi off of a higher high, so not really a break here. That's pound Swiss. Sorry, let's go. Let me just put this MNQ. Let's put the pound Swiss in here. everything is just super choppy here. There's nothing, like pound Swiss has it higher green, so not a full, like if you get a second downward move over here in pound Swiss, like if this green obviously stays here and the fresh sell signal is so low that the high of that signal is below the low of this one, that would be a legitimate trade. Until then, it's nothing much going on over here as far as moves. I mean, essentially, basically, in equities, there's going to be two types of developments here. We either see further sell off. So like this is if this makes a lower green and then a break to the downside, a sharp break to the downside, that would be a sell again on the Dow. If this makes a higher red and then a sharp break to the upside, that certainly would be a clean buy. But until we kind of get that, and that was one of the things I was thinking about doing is, this assumes that I'm going to be around. Although I have Daniel is working on the algo, so we'll be able to. One of the interesting things is that I hopefully, if the algo starts functioning within a day or two, I'll be able to set the algo on a single entry structure, and then I can just post the algo trades for a good week, and we can just really see, how well, because the algo is gonna follow the rules to the T, just how well those trades structure themselves, and then we can get a lot more confidence in the setup, just off of and also it'll be a good visual aid. So during the day, I could post 4 or 5 examples of where the algo took the trades. But obviously, right now, we're just sitting doing nothing. I mean, it's interesting. Nasdaq is trading like it could turn positive with the markets totally reversing as we speak. But who knows? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. One more, let's watch the Nasdaqs, because we have like 1, 2, 3. Let's see, like this actually hasn't made the high yet. The high over here is 31. It's got to trade through 31 on this particular candle, which so far it's not doing. Okay, so that's good actually. So now we have 3 highs, and now we're going to have 4 highs, because I think this is already going through the highs. So let's watch this particular candle, see where it goes, and maybe we can fade some price action on this one. That just barely peaked to the high, kind of taking all the profit within the candle. Kind of hard to get short this thing, because you just you're afraid it's going to retrace as a final burst up. But worth a shot. I mean, we'll give it a shot here. Got 10 seconds. We'll see. We'll see where we stand. All right, I got short like at 31, and let's see if that works. But it may just plow right through me. We'll see. Actually, I got short at 31, looking for 26. Let's see if I can get 26 on this move. And I am close, and I'm done. So that worked. I don't know if you guys got done, but that worked on the super fast move in the feuds. It's on my other account, so it's hard for me to. It's on my other screen, so hard for me to show. But but that worked. Karen, what do you got to tell me, baby? What's up? Okay, let's. Yeah. No, so that it's not about the previous candle. It's about the run of fours. So if you start 1, 2, 3, 4, you with me? So like I don't care what the all I want to do is I want to make sure that there's a candle 1 higher, sorry, candle 4 higher than candle 3, higher than candle 2, higher than candle 1, right? So I'm going backwards, or if I'm going frontwards, obviously as the future is developing in front of me, I'm looking for candle 1 smaller, candle 2 smaller, candle 2 greater than candle 1, candle 3 greater than candle 2, candle 4 greater than candle 4. You with me on that? So like let me visualize this for you. That why I was counting the moves. If you look over here, this is where the count, and the whole thing is it's got to just be consistent. Anything that breaks the count, if it's 3, if it's 3, stop 2, like any kind of pause in a count, doesn't give you the confidence of a because the whole point is consistent buying. Yep. Everybody else seeing what I'm seeing when I show you, and this is just marginally higher, but it just needs to be higher by a tick. That's all it needs to be, because what are we trying? We're trying to capture intensity of flow, just to the point of its extreme, and then very very quickly just take our profits. It's super interesting. I mean, I love the fact that out of our momentum setup somehow, I've been dying to find a good mean reversion mechanism with a high control. The whole point with mean reversion, it's very very hard to do, is you got to buy you got to buy the absolute bottom or the absolute top in that relative time frame. So if the moment you look for confirmation, you're too late, simply because a lot of the profit is gone, right? And by the way, so maybe we're starting another 4 count, right? Like this is going to be super interesting to do. We'll definitely do an indicator on this. We'll do a trading view indicator on this that will just simply do nothing but start labeling. It will label candles as they build into like a diamond formation. If it goes 4, and then and if it doesn't, it will just simply disappear off the screen, right? But so now we have a second count starting, right? We have 1, 2 candles, so now we have 2 more candles going. I love how we're supposed to trade momentum in our goody two fashion way, and all we're doing is fading moves here. But it's fun either way. Oh, I gotta look at. No, there's nothing on the Dow is really, really kind of quiet, super quiet here. So this, for example, did not do me right just yet. I got 40. Well, now it does. Now I'm in the 3 zone, right? So now I have 3 zone, but again, I need a 4 zone to get me to want to short it. I told you, man, like NASDAQ is like just ripping for a positive day. It just cracks me up. It's so obvious how the market's just reversed the overnight flow. I haven't even looked at I got to look at Russell, because we'll take a look at the Russell. So now we got 3 flow, 2 seconds. The next candle has to break, and this is where it gets interesting. The high on this is 61.25. We got to see 61.50 on this candle before we can consider this run legitimate. So okay, so that's legitimate, right? And I got 41 seconds. And be fully prepared that we could get plowed over. I mean, we could definitely get plowed over on the move here. But we got so far it looks like big run, 30 seconds. Still got plenty of time here. 15, 20 seconds. Let's see. But at least we have the formation. We have the 4 candle formation. Um, 71. All right, let's get short 71 with a 65 stop. And it's like almost there. It's right there. Boom, 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 boom. Super easy. Super easy. Anybody do that? That was just super easy. Like boom, boom, boom. Obviously, we need the tool set. And good job, Connie. And it's super easy. I mean, like this was fucking 10. It wasn't even 5. Good job. All right. All the ladies in the room did a great job. But now it's actually 20. It's very easy for us to take our applet, and basically I'm going to have Dougie. I'm going to have Dougie either add the, I don't know if maybe we'll just replace one of the features. I think the buy sell feature is useless, so maybe I'll replace the buy sell feature into a candle fade feature. And what that will do is just simply we'll put the candle fade and then put the number of candles into the box, and it will just automatically know, boom, 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 and then it will go. It'll go the opposite. So rising, 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 and selling, selling, selling. No, buy sell is I'll use buy sell every day. All right, Karen. Well, we could just, we can just create a new. I just have Doug create a variant. We can just create a variant applet. I don't think I don't need like a Swiss Army knife that can do a million things. We could just do a simple fade. Look at this move, guys. Wow, holy shit. Could we have picked up some serious points? Isn't that nice? I mean, NASDAQ is just the poster child for this kind of insanity. But again, you got to go only when it looks really beautiful. And you got to really, really be patient on this thing. Regardless, anyways, I'm glad you guys banked out. We banked out like 15, 20 points without any sweat. Not, without having any of our legitimate setups show up here. Like nothing is really working because everything happened pre-market. Which is why I kind of like this. I like this because if we get days like this where we have pre-market and we can just, okay, so strong break here, not a trade for us. We got lower, 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 but it's possible, that we need maybe another half hour to an hour of, price action consolidation. It's possible, if we have a higher low and another breakout, that's definitely going to give us a traditional clean break to the upside trade. We don't even need, honestly, we don't even need the app, for the 4 candle structure. Well, the only value is to be able to quickly adjust stops and targets. But I was going to say, it could be a script. It could be a super easy script, where in the script you just put the default, lay the script down, and the script automatically puts you into a trade. I think it actually works on FX as well. I just obviously the markets are so fast on currencies, on indices, that it's much easier for us to do it this way. I'm looking for examples on FX of where this can work. This is a 1-minute chart, so there's you really don't get it. You don't really get that much movement. But I mean, you could, if you're trading the 1-minute chart with a 5-10, I mean, pound is the kind of the poster child for this kind of move, right? So let's get big here. Let's see if I can just show you. So I guess this is like, it's very hard. Like on a 1-minute chart, it's just kind of really useless. But here, this is a high, 1, 2, 3, 4, definitely highs. But these are unfortunately just such. I think on a 1-minute chart, just too tight a structure. I wonder if we can do this on a 5-minute chart, where we get some better movements. It's not easy to get 4 highs in a row. Interesting. What about CAD? Okay, so here's CAD. CAD actually kind of CAD is another great fade category. And this is a 5-minute chart. You got to trade this on a 5-minute. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm short here at the 2120. 510 or 10, 1020. Either way, you can do 1020. It just totally works. Totally works. Even over here, if you look at very carefully, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm short here at 2111. Again, 1020. 31 to 90. Sorry, 2111. Just 2100 comes down here, right? So totally doable on 5-minute charts, as long as we kind of just demarcate the signal. And it's super easy for us to create this on TradingView. It just it becomes like a dynamic indicator that just if you don't get the 4 highs or the 4 lows, it disappears. I'm going to see if Daniel can make it disappear. So there's no false. The only pops are there. And actually, the cool thing is to do it user configurable. And what it will do is it will just simply pop out the actual number. It'll just say 4 on the top of the candle. Or I don't know if you could do that actually. I think on TradingView you can only do like triangles and stuff like that. I don't think you can do text, but I can ask him. All right, I'm getting totally off topic, but you guys get the idea, right? You're totally getting the idea. All right, let's see where we're at on what's going on over here. Nothing much. The YM, the NQ. NQ came down a lot. So kind of quiet, not much going on here. I think most, we did most of the price action that we could. We could actually, so here's an interesting thing. I think it's 1, 2, unfortunately it's only 3. I didn't get the, I think, unfortunately this is just equal. But, if you want to play dollar CAD the other way, I mean, it's not quite legitimate because as you can see, these 2 candles are equidistant. If this was a little bit higher, then you would have 1, 2, 3, 4 lows, and you would have been in at around 82. But we can fool around. Like, let's just see where this candle comes in. We'll give it. Let's say we're in at 83. We'll just play around with it, and I'll post the results during the day. Long 83, 93 target, 63 stop. Let's see if the CAD dip works for us as well on the 5-minute, right? I mean, CAD is kind of a notoriously great fading currency. What about cable? Oh, I want to go cable here. Sorry, I want to go cable here. I want to go NQ here. Yeah. This for NQ, this for cable. Now cable is kind of jumping around. And the thing about this kind of like a 4 count you see is it naturally helps you avoid all these problematic, choppy little price actions where you really what you're isolating is sustained movement, really sustained movement, a massive dislocation, right? When you get the massive dislocation, that's when you want to be on the opposite side of that dislocation, because then you have a strong potential. Now the other thing is that you don't want the massive you don't want to count it off the greens, because the dislocation here could be like 8, 9 candles because it's coming off the top. So similarly, you only want the 4 count to start when you're in the red zone for the buy side, and the 4 count to only start at in the green zone when you're on the sell side, because this is not a high quality trade. You could go another 4 or 5 candles because it's working off all of this overbought conditions. that that existed. As a matter of fact, if this turns negative, like this is going to be interesting. So this, if the zone turns negative, right, on the next couple of candles, and the candle itself, the sell candle is actually going to be somewhere around the 290 level, somewhere below here. That's going to present us with a short opportunity because you're going to have a lower green and a lower break, which is our classic momentum trade. You guys getting me? So this is starting to fail a little bit. We can if you guys want to hang with me for a couple more minutes, we got like about 15, 20 more minutes. Maybe the YM is going to form a sell setup for us, but it's got to be like the thing about this that I'm a little bit queasy about. What I don't like about it is the sell signal really needs to be commencing in the 90s. It's got to be like a 20-point move to the downside before you can even get the sell candle to up. Because what you want is you want it to press fresh lows. Otherwise, you're kind of in the danger of just selling into the double bottom, which is what happens a lot. Just the higher lower green is not in and of itself as good a signal as a lower break against break. And that's kind of the final variant that we're doing in the algo that will execute that particular rule set. So let's see what happens here. So it is dipping, and now so now the break of the candle will be in just about 10 points. Well, let's see, what the hell is this? What's the low of this? Where's the low in this? You can't see it. Oh, here it is. 93. So and the break of the candle is in the 300. So if this breaks, do we have a danger of it being a double bottom? Possibly, but maybe worth a shot for like a 10-20 trade. We'll give it a shot. Like, it's got to break though, obviously. And if it doesn't break, then it's all the more reason where we're just forming a double bottom here. You don't really want to be selling into support. This is my only the reason why I made this whole one sell below the other is because what you want to be making sure is that you want to selling through support and buying through resistance. That's the key to the construct. But so right now we do have that. Okay, so we'll go short here. I went short. Damn it! Okay, so I went short. I should have got at around 390 is my target. Let's see if I can get it done. So it's 96. Let's see if it could be very well I could be selling into the bottom here, but we'll give it a shot. Yeah. We'll see. So I'm trying to get 90 out of it. But as I said, it's not oh, it didn't on this thing, it didn't even do a break. Oh, now it's shooting back. Okay, so okay, well, I'm done anyways. All right, whatever. If you guys went in with me, I'm done on the trade. So that was good. So it was like another 10 points for our side. Anybody take that trade? This is I think I kind of was rushed to trade, but if we were trading this properly, so if I was trading this properly, you would come in now. You would have come in now. I came in a little bit early, which was fortunate for us. You would come in now, but you have to trade this with a 40-20 because this has all the possibility of retracing hard before reestablishing the downward trend. Because clearly, we broke the down more or less. We broke the support here because this was the close. Although the high on this was what? Maybe not. Maybe this is no. I'm wrong. So this is why it's not a great trade here. So we were lucky that I took the trade early, made the 10 points. But why this is not a great setup for me is let me just sort of show you visually. It's the only way you can see this. Let me go big screen. It may still work, but I just, I don't love the setup because, as you can see, the low of this one, the low of the prior sell, the high of the current sell is not below the low of the prior sell, right? So there's just, we didn't break support here, and there's going to be a lot of, two-way battles here. Now it may still work, and it actually, it's fine. Those of you who are in the trade, I'll just take the profits now for sure, because it's definitely going your way. But was it a perfect setup? It wasn't a perfect setup, And for all of us who want the perfect setups, this is the only thing that prevented. But it definitely, still working. It broke the support, but it would have been ideal if the candle itself was just a little bit underneath the support. I mean, regardless, anyway, everybody made money, even though this wasn't a perfect setup. I don't know, Cheryl, would you? Did you take 10? Did you make 10 on it? Anybody else? Anybody else? Karen, did you take the Dow trade? All right, super. What'd you make on it? Probably made like 20 points on it because it just keeps diving. But yeah, I mean, it's now, the biggest weakness of all my structures is that I leave a huge amount of pips on the table. It was early, yeah. Well, all we can do is trade the probabilities. It's just that this was just a tiny bit outside of our probability segment, but it certainly worked really, really well. I mean, bottom line is we have like two-way conditions today that work beautifully for us, both on the fade side and on the momentum side. And that's actually the beauty. I mean, that this is where I think hopefully we have a complete arsenal where we can fade the weak breakouts and sell the strong ones with our structure, right? With our structure going one way or the other. I always get out too soon. It's listen. They asked Rothschilds, how did they make their fortune? And he said, by always selling too soon. Okay, so you're not in bad company, Cheryl. That's great. That's great, Karen. All right, my friends. Good session. I already forgot. I think we're like 30 points, 40 points there. Today was a great session in terms of just pippages. But I think we're. Did I have any other doubts? Was this the only Dow trade I did? I'm totally I've lost all track of. I think this is the only Dow trade I did, and there was certainly 3 NAS trades for 15, right? So we're in good shape, right? Okay, so there's 25 in a day, ooh, bitches! Look at this. Before, I mean, this was a legitimate call, so we gotta count this. Remember I said we're going to be long 83, 93 target with a 63 stop. Boom, right? This is on the 5-minute. I was showing the 5-minute, right? So now we're golden. Now we're 35 into the flow. I mean, I know nobody took the catch rate because we're all focused on indices, but the point being is that it's there for us. It's there for the taking. These are great opportunities, right? So. Great. I'm psyched, man. We had a great day today without me even trying. My kind of day. 55 trades in every direction possible. All right. Thank you guys so much. Who's in the room and utterly and totally confused, doesn't know what the hell is going on? Share your insecurities now or forever hold your peace. All right. So I see a lot of new people in the room. There's new people who I'm sure completely clueless as to what we're doing. I'm going to make it easier for you. We're going to make the 1, 2, 3, 4 indicator for you guys, and maybe even an applet entry. But in the meantime, the algo, the strength, all the stuff is there for us. It's just there for the taking. So hopefully you guys will all enjoy it. All right, my friends, thank you guys so much. I got to run. I got to go deal with a million other things. But you know, I think a great, you know, I'm definitely making lemonade out of lemons today in finding a great reversal from our great momentum structures. You know, so hopefully you guys all enjoyed it. Thank you so much, guys. Everybody have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.